Good fucking morning and welcome to the Florence Given Show. I'm your host, Florence Given, and in today's episode, I'm going to be filling you in on what my life has been like and what I've been up to ever since I moved to Los Angeles. This is part 2. I released part 1 last week where I told you why I moved to LA in the first place and the magical journey that I was taken on by the universe that led me here. And in today's episode, I'm going to be opening up about what I've been up to in LA and sharing all of the juicy details. I've never really spoken about my life in this way ever on social media or in my podcasts, and I'm just so grateful to have created this beautiful space with you where I can share my musings and share my revelations with you from the comfort of my bedroom. So yeah, this is part 2 of my big fat crush on Los Angeles. I hope you enjoy. Let's duck into this episode. I love ya. Mwah! To begin. So I planned my fucking airport outfit weeks in advance. Okay, I was like, I'm gonna show up to the airport, and this isn't just me moving to LA. This is me saying good fucking bye to the version of me that shrank herself. Good fucking bye to the version of me that played it small because she wanted mean women to like her. Right? Good fucking bye. Fuck you. So I manifested my dream luggage. I knew that I needed the cuntiest luggage. And so I Googled beautiful vintage luggage, found my dream luggage brand. They followed me on Instagram without me even following them. They followed me on Instagram and they said, we would love to send you some luggage. And so I received my dream 3-piece luggage. Red, bright fucking red. I was like, I need a bold, cunty color. Pink is very obvious for me, right? I wanted something cunty and fantastic. I got my nails done. I got my hair done. And I actually manifested everything working out for me to be in LA. It was the most magical month of my life. Basically, I was fed up with waiting for everything to come through for me in London. And I was waiting for my life in LA to begin. And I switched something dangerously powerful on inside myself. And it was like this godlike fucking power where everything I thought happened. And within 2 days, everything came through for me to be able to move to LA. And I lived the most insanely magical month. And I will talk about it in more detail when I can in the future, but I can't right now because it's juicy. So I had my flight booked on Thursday, the 24th of April this year. And the day before my flight, because I didn't have an assistant anymore, I actually didn't have an assistant for like 3 months. So I was Florence Given's assistant. And so I was like romanticizing that, right? Spinning all the plates, packing all my stuff up, running all of my errands, also trying to post social media content, finish writing deadlines, doing all of this stuff. And I was like, okay, if I have to be Florence Given's assistant, I'm going to romanticize the shit out of this. I was like, oh, I get to be Florence Given's assistant. This is the best job in the world. And I was doing all of these jobs for myself and romanticizing it, like getting an Uber to go to the post office to drop stuff off and then going to the Apple store to sell my iPad that I didn't need anymore. Doing all of these little errands. I did all of my vintage stuff. So I did this massive pop-up sale in London where all of you came and raided my stuff in my old studio. And then I did a vintage sale where I sold all of my stuff on Vinted. I did all of this stuff right up until the last day, the day before my fucking flight to Los Angeles. I said goodbye to my home. I went for one last walk around the park, cried my fucking eyes out, but I was so ready. I was so ready. I'd spent an entire year saying goodbye, and I was so ready. And when I say the night before my flight to LA this year, I had 3 suitcases. I sold everything I owned in the whole world and fit it into 3 suitcases. My clothes, hairbrush, knickers, socks, coats, everything I own in the world fit into 3 suitcases. And I was doing that sifting and sorting until the night before my flight. I had a maybe pile, a yes pile, and a no pile. I was still deciding, do I bring a copy of my own book to LA? I was still deciding, do I want to bring this coat? Do I want to bring this top? Do I want to bring this scarf? No, I won't need that. Like, I was doing this right until the night before. And then I left some items that I didn't want in a small pile for my best friend to come and collect after I'd moved. And I woke up the day of my flight. I put on my fucking amazing outfit that I spent a long time planning. Bright pink fuchsia socks, bright red Ganni shoes, red pointy nails, red leather luggage, long penny lane coat with the trim around the edges and the cuffs. Cunty as fuck. I looked sensational. And the impact that I wanted that outfit to have is that when people saw me at the airport, that they would think, who the fuck is this woman? I just love creating my own little main character moments, you know? I might as well see through this big transition in my life in the cuntiest, glamorous, most ridiculous way possible. It shifted everything. If you wear a good enough outfit, reality bends to you. It's exceptional. I love doing it. Everything feels like a magical carpet ride. And I got a fucking upgrade because I asked. Just ask. Wear a good outfit and ask, okay? When the plane was taking off from London, I was writing in my journal and I was saying, thank you, London, crying my fucking eyes out. And it really, really, really felt like closing a big chapter on my life. And I'm so grateful to London. I miss so much of it, but I know that it was the right decision for me to leave. I know it. I miss so much of it. You know, being able to go around on a little bike through the city. It's way more walkable there, all of that stuff. But I know that I was meant to leave. And I'm so fucking glad that I listened to my intuition. And you know what? I spent an entire month in LA before any of you knew. So when I announced it on my Instagram with that reel and that voiceover saying, oh, I just sold everything I owned and I've left London to move to the other side of the world. By the time I'd posted that reel, I had already been settling in. I was living in a hotel for the first few nights here. And it was just crazy. I was sat in this old Hollywood hotel lounge, jet lagged out of my mind while a man played piano next to me, just making eye contact and smiling with strangers. It just felt like a movie scene. The room was a little bit fuzzy. The lighting was low. And I just couldn't fucking believe that I was there. It was a setting and a place that I had been dreaming about for an entire year. And now it's my life. So, how has it been since I've moved to LA? Oh, I love the people. These are some of the best, most incredible people that you will ever meet in your fucking life here. And a lot of you have been asking me, you know, how have you found it, making friends? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I love the people here. It's so funny. LA is just, it's hilarious, it's beautiful, it's brilliant. It's like this little whimsical fairy tale storybook place with houses that look like castles, but arched by palm trees that are like 3 times as tall as the castles. It just doesn't feel real. You know, sometimes I look at the Hollywood sign And it feels like it's this wall that if you just prod it, it's going to fall over like a movie set. You know, it feels like there's nothing behind it just because it's so iconic. And I'm learning so much about this place, and I am making other people fall in love with LA through my lens, you know? Like when I meet people that have just moved here, or I meet people who've lived here their whole fucking lives. This city is a fucking mirror. It's like a heightened, almost like a Petri dish of life. Like everything is just heightened here. The magic is more potent. The craziness is more potent. And LA will flirt back with you, but you have to make the first move. I have turned so many people on to loving LA. Like Angelinos that I've met at coffee shops who fucking hate LA. They complain about it. They're like, why did you choose this place? It's so dirty. It's so this, it's so that. I start to tell them why I love it. And they have a little glisten in their eye and they're like, fucking hell. They're like, why haven't I been seeing it that way? And I get it. This city is crazy and there is so much bullshit here. But it's funny. And every city has its bullshit. And there are so many magical things here. I just can't even be, like, honestly, you have the mountains, you have the ocean, you have the nature, you have the hiking trails, you have the 70s architecture. And I love Tarantino movies. Like, I am obsessed with Tarantino. And his vision of LA is just, it's everywhere here. You see it through his lens. You know, the palm trees, they look like a woman that I know in LA. She's a film editor, and she told me that they look like the palm trees in Dr. Seuss, the Lorax, and I can't see them any other way now. This city is filled with romantic people that have a very magical romantic lens on life. And I have never felt more in awe of this place. Everyone here is so much more open, and they sort of act on their intuitive hunches and their urges and their desire to express themselves. You know, people just sort of like, you'll be in a coffee shop in LA with a friend and like an old woman will interrupt you with some wisdom and you'll be fucking grateful for it because she's probably like this divine universal guide that's been sent to you. I have done so much funny shit since I moved here. I went to see a psychic and the first thing he told me was my empathy field was too wide and then it needed to be as tight as Audrey Hepburn's skirt in Breakfast at Tiffany's. He literally told me, he was like, your empathy field is too wide. It needs to be sucked in just to you, as tight as Audrey Hepburn's skirt in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Like, the people here are so ridiculous and they know it. Like, I was at a coffee shop the other day and there was a man with a leopard print cat just on the table. And I said to him, oh, you never get this in the UK. And he was like, oh girl, this is so LA. Like, he knows it's so fucking brilliant. And everyone here has a little like dog that's named after a celebrity. It's so brilliant. I went on my first few days. Oh God, I don't even know where to begin. I'm going to get so overwhelmed with all of the stories that I have here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start peppering my LA stories through my episodes because I just have too many. I have met the most amazing women here. I have had some really tough times here as well. It feels like this heightened experience of, I wouldn't even say tough times. I would say LA is a mirror and she mirrors back to you everything that is laying dormant within you that you didn't want to acknowledge. And it's your job to handle that shit. I think a lot of people come to LA hating themselves and then blame LA when they feel that inner hatred or inner insecurity rising to the surface. But it's not LA. It's your shit. This city is a mirror. So if you come to LA and you love yourself, you're going to really fucking love it here. And if you come to LA and you hate yourself, you're going to really hate yourself because everyone here is working on themselves. And so if you're insecure, it's going to make you feel like shit because everyone here is really trying. And I think you need to know yourself before coming here. Even though actually, this place is like, it's such a beautiful place for reinvention. So don't take anything I'm saying, you know, take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt, because honestly, all of it is true and all of it's not true, you know? Because I also think LA can force you into loving your life, especially if you're someone with seasonal affective depression, you know, because it's just constant fucking sunshine. But one of the biggest things that I would say I've had to adjust to is the highways and the freeways. So I don't have a car yet. And until that happens, I'm walking and getting Ubers. And so in LA, and I don't know if this is like an LA thing or an American thing, but LA is sort of separated by these freeways. So you have these massive freeways separating these potent pockets of magic and community, but they are separated by these massive freeways. And they're almost like the fringes, these liminal tunnels and spaces that separate these pockets of magic. I love it here so much. And I also know all of her flaws. I know all of LA's flaws, and I still love her. I feel like LA is this really beautiful woman that's just really misunderstood. And it was so funny when I announced that I was moving here on social media, there were obvious reasons why people were like, girl, why the fuck are you moving to America right now? I get it. I made this decision a year ago to be here, and I don't regret being here. I feel like I need to be here. But then there were some other people who were saying stuff like, why are you moving to Los Angeles? It's the most ugliest city in LA. And it's absolutely insane to me, because this place is paradise. The architecture is so beautiful. It's like life really is as you are. You see the world as you are. But I also think that some people can have a really bad introduction to LA, because like they go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame the first day they get here. If you go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame the first day you arrive in LA, you're gonna hate LA unless you have a great sense of humor and you're very optimistic, right? But if you've got this like big idea of Los Angeles and then you go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, you're gonna be very disappointed. There will be someone taking a shit there, and it is just stars on the pavement in an area that's a bit nuts. You know, it's not going to be the best experience. I've never been there. I've driven past it and I went for drinks in a bar near it, but I've never been there. It's not the LA that I fell in love with. The LA that I fell in love with was the old Hollywood, the glamour, the rock and roll, all of the old historic buildings that are here. I'm a complete fucking nerd about old Hollywood architecture. Like in another life, I would have a career in it. I would love to like interview someone about it, or just go to these old Hollywood haunts and like film them for you or something. It's just, I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It's so beautiful. And I'm an old soul, but I have this big connection to like the 70s and anything vintage. Like I reject anything modern. It makes me feel so sick. Like I even hate that my podcast microphone has to be in this frame. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I want everything to be beautiful, you know? And so if you sort of go to certain places in Los Angeles, you can live like it's the 70s. You can go to these old restaurants. You can go to all of these places and live like it's the 70s. And there are people that love this stuff as well. And there are bars and music and places. And yeah, I am very informed and aware and have experienced LA's quirks. You know, when I came here, everyone was like, everyone in LA is so fake. Everyone in LA is so fake. But I actually just think that people here love life. People here just love life. You know, like you can hike a mountain at 6 a.m. and say good morning here to like 30 people on your way up to that mountain. Like everyone is just living their life, and everyone's just really trying. You know, everyone works out, everyone's going out, saying good morning and trying to chase their dreams. You know, when I get in an Uber, often the driver will just straight up ask me, he'll go, "What's the dream, ma'am? What's the dream?" I love it. What's the dream? People ask you, what's the dream? And a lot of people do ask you, you know, what do you do? 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 And that annoys some people. But I think it's just people being curious, because we're all here to pursue a dream. So everyone's kind of curious about each other. And so what this move to Los Angeles represents to me on a bigger level, it's not just a move from gloomy London to sunshine paradise in LA. Like, it's not just as cutthroat as that. This move for me is about escaping my comfort zone. Yeah, I had grown into a routine and into a mold of myself in London. And I had this 7-year itch. I'd been living in London for 7 years. And I had this itch with it, with this version of myself. And I needed to burst out and embrace the unknown, embrace the delicious unknown, and see what was out there, to see what I was capable of, and to follow that intuitive hunch, you know? I don't even want to think about what would have happened if I didn't take that flight and follow that urge to go on that random trip to LA that I'd received some fucking guidance for in my morning affirmations and prayer. Like, you know? I experienced so much mental discomfort, even telling the people in London in my life that I wanted to move to LA. I knew everyone was going to tell me, don't do that. It's so fake there. It's so this, there. I know all the things people say about LA, and I love it. You know, I didn't want anyone else's projections about Los Angeles to stop me from doing exactly what I fucking needed to do. And so it was a big courageous decision for me to move here. But what I realized is that everything you want in life is a courageous discussion away. It's in that conversation you're avoiding, yeah? I could have so easily have stayed in London. And I thought about it, obviously, to just like, you know, I'll keep my assistant and keep my team and not ruffle any feathers and not risk the judgment, you know? Because moving to LA is like this public admission that you want to fucking make it. That's why I think it's so amazing to be a creative here, is because there is no shame around ambition. There is hardly any shame around ambition in LA. Everyone's here to make it. Everyone is trying. And so there's this beautiful energy that, you know, sometimes that doesn't always manifest in a good way, whatever. But my experience of it has been that this is the place where I get to be celebrated. Those weird, eccentric, audacious parts of myself get to be celebrated. And that's what this move has been about. It's about me moving into an environment to shift my environment, to say that I'm not playing it fucking small anymore. You know, I'm here to make history. And everyone here also wants to do that. I saw this interview of Ryan Gosling. In an interview, he was talking about La La Land, and he said something about LA. He was like, well, everyone that moves to LA is in pursuit of a dream. And you don't know if it's delusion or prophecy. Like, is it this delusion that you think you can make it? Or is it this divine thing that you're being sent here to do? And the only way to find out is to move to LA. And I heard that after I moved here. I think someone sent it to me. But I just think it's beautiful. And everyone here is a bit theatrical. And those that get it, get it. All of my friends that live in LA that I've made since being here, they are fucking obsessed with this place. And we all agree that it's fine if people don't like it. You know? More for us. It's more for us. I don't care. When I first moved here, I was so defensive of LA because people were like chatting shit about it. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but that's fine. If you don't like it here, you don't like it here. And I'm not ignorant to her quirks. You know, I think it's some people like when they see how much I love LA, some people really like to like try and dampen my flame and put my spark out here. They go, oh, just you wait. Just you wait. You're going to experience it. Buckle in. An Uber driver literally told me, he was like, 80% of the people in LA are horrible. And I just laughed. Oh, so funny. 80% of the people in LA are horrible. And because he believes that, that's going to be the truth. He's going to find miserable people everywhere because he believes it. And you know, when I was deciding to live here, it felt crazy because no one was telling me to do it. I was completely deciding this move on my own. There was nothing in LA that was waiting for me except this energetic pull. And if you've ever felt this in your life, this energetic pull that you cannot fucking explain to people, you know, because it flattens it. When you try to explain something mystical and magical to people, it flattens this beautiful experience into something that just dims it entirely, and it flattens it. And it feels frustrating having to explain to people. And then by the time you explain it to people, they don't understand why you want to do this big thing. And you just wish you never blurted it out. You don't need other people to understand the big changes in your life that you want to make. But you do owe your life to follow those hunches. This is one of the biggest decisions I've ever made in my life. I have completely quantum leaped. I've shifted myself a bazillion timelines away from the life I would have been living had I stayed in London, because it was predictable, right? I knew where it was going. And being out here has just it's shuffled the fucking deck of life. And I just cannot imagine anything more exciting and flirtatious than the unknown in that, you know? Flirting with life and flirting with the multiple potentials of things that could happen, living on the edge of what could be. Oh, what's next? What's coming next? I don't know. It's quite sexy. And sometimes getting what you want is actually the worst part of manifesting in your life, because then the fun of creation is done. You know, I feel the same every time I finish writing one of my books. I'm like, oh my God, I miss writing the book, you know? And when I look back on the journey of getting to LA, that last little leg of me waiting for my visas and stuff to come through and get rid of my studio this year, that was the most magical month of my life. Watching everything collapse, being on the edge of my creations, spiritual edging. I actually had a conversation about it with a woman that I met in LA 3 days after arriving here. We went to this beautiful hotel, the hotel I was staying in, and we sat and we spoke for about 4 fucking hours. And we were talking about this like delicious edging that you have with life, and how the best part is almost getting what you want. When you can almost taste the thing that you wanted to happen almost happening. That's the best fucking part. Because once the climax is done, the climax is done, right? And you wish you were being back to like being teased. Oh, it's been such a beautiful big journey, and it's ever unfolding, you know? I have had so much crazy shit happen here. I've run into people on the street randomly and magically. I've been to meetings with people where crazy shit happened there. I have had some of the most interesting conversations of my life. But the most magical part for me about LA has been wandering the streets on my own when the sun is just rising. And I feel like I get to taste her before anyone else. And I get to just walk around the streets and watch the hummingbirds and look at the palm trees and the pink bougainvillea. Okay, LA is a city of sunshine and pink flowers. It's made for me. It's literally made for me. And I get to wear the coolest fucking outfits here. Like, I get to wear cowboy boots every single day on my hikes, on my morning walks to the grocery store, to bougie restaurants. Like, wherever I'm going, I get to wear my little fucking sexy Western cowboy boots. I don't know if I think it's an American thing. They love the cowboy boots out here, and I get to just wear them all the time. And I feel like my petals here are open. That was part of the thing as well, is London for me, even though I didn't grow up there, it kind of was like my hometown because it's where everyone knew me. And I was way less anonymous in London. And there weren't many places I could go without being recognized or having people take pictures of me and stuff. And so I did become quite closed in London. And when you're closed, the world is closed. And so it's not, I take full responsibility for my life. And so, I wasn't experiencing as much magic in London because I was also closed. But here, I feel like the environment permits me to be so much more open. And so I am so much more open. And so the magic happens thick and fast here. So now I'm going to put this back onto you. If you are feeling stuck in a decision that you want to make, maybe you're not even feeling stuck. Maybe you also have this burning desire inside of you to pick up an instrument, start a new hobby, change careers, divorce your husband. Of course, I lingered on that one. Divorce your husband. Maybe you want to divorce your wife. Maybe you want to leave your girlfriend. Maybe you want to move cities. You have this little nagging inside of you and you can't quite articulate the logic behind why you need to do this thing, but you feel a pull. Do it. Do it and trust in the unseen, in the invisible, more than you do in the visible, okay? Because, just to bring some science in here, 99% of everything, the chair that you are sitting on, the clothes that you are wearing, 99.999% of everything in this universe consists of energy. So that's 0.0001% of everything in the universe is physical matter. And you're choosing, we all choose, when we're a bit asleep, we choose to base our life on that 0.00001%. And you are ignoring the 99.99999% of everything that is energy, okay? That's energy in the air, energy in particles. Everything, almost everything in this universe consists of energy. So when you feel something, you sense it in a person, you feel like they're a bit strange, trust it. You're picking up on the unseen. You're picking up on the energy that is real. It's real. Okay? When you feel like you need to go someplace, that's you almost receiving like information from a future version of you. She's speaking to you. They are speaking to you through these hunches. And all you need to do is have the courage to honor them and look a little bit crazy. Yeah? You tell someone, I'm going to quit my job. And they go, what? Why are you quitting that job? You make so much money. What about us? Da, 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 da. And you say, I just know that it's what I need to do. Do it. Do it. These feelings, and I'm obviously not ignoring, the logic and the reality that these things take time. It took me a year to be here, but I knew I was going to do it and I knew it was going to happen and I knew it was for me. When you know something is meant for you, that fucking feeling won't leave you. Stop pretending that you want less. For me, that looked like coming to LA, tasting this vibrant and alive version of myself, meeting amazing women, and just realizing this is where I need to be. I don't care. Because my life in London was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Oh my God, I miss my close friends. I miss my close friends so much. And I didn't have many, like 2, maybe 3 close friends, I miss them and I love them so much. I had accomplished so much for my career in London, best-selling author, on the Forbes list, I've done all of that in London. I had this big reputation in London and I can't fucking wait to go back. Like I literally cannot wait to go back and experience London and the parks and the people and the places. Like I love London so much. And I will do a whole fucking episode on what I love about London, by the way, so that I can give you some tips and recommendations. Because now that I no longer live there, I can give you all my favorite spots because it's safe for me to give them to you. I love London, but I know I was meant for more. And that takes courage. to audaciously decide that you deserve more in your life, even when it's pretty good. Because you know that there is something more juicy and delicious out there for you, and you can't quite pinpoint what it is yet. You know, it's a bit like leaving a relationship that's mediocre. It's okay, and you know, they do enough. But there's this little part of you that desires romance, that desires a partner that expands you, a partner that challenges you, someone who's, I don't know, maybe adventurous, or maybe someone that just fucking listens to you. I don't know. But it's so easy to just settle in life. It's so easy to stay comfortable and to decide that this is it. You know, the trajectory that I was on in London was very predictable. I could have just done it forever and I would have loved it. But it didn't challenge me anymore. And I'm not here to live an unchallenged, comfortable life. It's not what I crave. It's not what I want. I want a life that challenges me. I want to get better at what I do. I want to become more intelligent. I want to become more myself. I want to expand. I hope that my crazy decision to move to the other side of the world will inspire you to follow your whimsy, your little intuitive urges that you feel that you can't explain to people. I want you to fucking follow them, because your life doesn't need to make sense to anyone but you. Doesn't need to make sense. You are allowed to live this eccentric, crazy, nuts fucking life that doesn't make sense to anyone, because you're not here to make sense to anyone. You're here to live your life and let that be the permission giving medicine that other people need to live theirs. That is how you free people. Chaining yourself to a version of yourself that has long been expired doesn't make you a good person. It means you're playing it too safe. It means that you are prioritizing your comfort over your growth. And that's okay. But I think that you know you were meant for more than that. I think you know that you were meant for more than that. So has this move to LA been terrifying? Yes. But I will never, ever regret taking a chance on my fucking intuition. I cannot even fathom having never listened to that first weird little nudge that I got to come to Los Angeles a year ago. I'm so excited for what's next. I can't wait to take you with me. And I'm so excited for this new era. My who the fuck does she think she is era. The era where I show up to airports in ridiculous fucking outfits. Because life's too short to pretend that I'm not vibrant and alive and wild as fuck. I love you so, so, so much. I can't wait to talk to you next week. Let me know what you think about this episode and follow your hunches, follow your intuition. Your life isn't supposed to make sense to anyone except you. I love you. Mwah!